Her character has been described as the cocky, cunning anti-Ally McBeal. She's the anti-terrorist's secret weapon, an undercover agent whose beauty is matched by her brain power and kickboxing ability in the weekly action-adventure mystery series La Femme Nikita. The show, based on the 1990 French film, is the USA Network's top-rated series and has placed this butt-kicking blonde bombshell super spy alongside Lucy Lawless as female action figure du jour. Her character on TV is probably only matched by her real-life story. She's an Australian army brat who spent 6 years living on a houseboat with her parents in New Guinea, where she suffered a 9-month case of malaria. She's a champion sailor who is the youngest and best player on the Australian national basketball team, and she had a successful modeling career in Europe. Now you can catch her in action Sunday nights at 10 o'clock in La Femme Nikita on the USA Network. It is my pleasure to welcome a real-life superhero, Peta Wilson.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Was that a good introduction?
It was really good. It's a lot to live up to. I thought, I want to meet this woman in the dark alley, I tell you. Who is that?
Oh, listen, my fantasy is to be your character. In real life or on television. I don't care. I take either.
She's good. She's good.
Don't you love it?
I do. And now I was very nervous in the beginning because I loved the French film so much. I was concerned. But really, it's really become my own now. And she's a chameleon. So really like that duplicity that a lot of women possess. They're the wife. They're working, they're the mother, it's kind of like a little bit like that. So I can utilize the feminine, you know, the things that I have inadvertently to be chameleon-like. So it's a very interesting role. Every day I come in and I never say she wouldn't do that. I always say, what would she do? How would she do that? Yeah. So it's never dull. It's
Has
a good
it made
character.
You more aggressive?
No, I was always... I was
always aggressive.
No, not aggressive. I was very much a tomboy. And my mother was trying very much to make me a Peta, not a Peter. So I went to sort of deportment classes and so forth, and through acting...
Deportment classes?
Deportment classes, to be very girl. I was a tomboy.
I like that. Your mother sent you?
Books on the head, yeah.
Oh, we love your
mother. Of course,
mother.
my mother, yeah. Catholic, Irish
mother.
Catholic.
Really?
So
and what's her name, your mother?
Colleen.
Colleen, we love you, Colleen.
Colleen.
I want to send my daughter... I want to go to deportment classes.
Deportment's good.
Books. For posture.
So then when I started to study acting, actually, they realized that my strong arm was Tennessee Williams women, very aggressive, very strong. And my weak arm was vulnerability. Maybe from growing up, who knows? So,
yeah, where did that come from?
I think maybe going to 15, 16 schools and always being sort of the odd one out. And
now, why did you go to so many schools?
Army, military.
Army brat, right.
Military
so you get dragged
brat.
around everywhere.
And so that made me really aggressive. Wasn't able to be sort of vulnerable. So when I was
adaptable.
training, when I was studying, they made me more like that, and hence the character of Nikita being vulnerability, being her power. Right. You know, so it's a really good part because I don't have to pretend to be cool if I'm not feeling cool. If I'm feeling vulnerable and sad, that's okay because that's very woman to be, you know.
Now you had some times in your life when you were a teenager, when you went through a hard time. You had bulimia. Your parents went through a difficult divorce.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people in the world have that same. I think actually the statistics for eating disorders are 8 out of 10. And my first interview I ever did, I spoke about that because I think that people need to talk about those things. And I'm not ashamed of it. It was really a reaction to something that was very sad for a little girl, you know, when I was younger. But my parents had a bad divorce, just like everyone, but it's really hard on children. So
everyone I know.
Yeah, exactly. You too.
Oh. Please.
Well, now you know what you don't
Let's
want.
talk.
You know, I'm so happy they're not together. If they had have been together, I might not be here. I'd be in the army as a nurse and an Olympic swimmer, maybe.
But can you think back to that time when you were that young, vulnerable girl? What were you thinking?
When? Which part?
Okay, they split up.
Well, I was in New Guinea till I was about 8 years old. We used to go on houseboats all the time. We lived in New Guinea for that majority of the time.
Which is like a dreamland.
It's amazing. Well, in 1970 it was. And it's a very... I lived in native communities. I went to school with natives. Me and my brother were the only white kids and were completely accepted. So things like prejudice and stuff we didn't know about until we came to Australia when I was 8. And all of a sudden everyone looked like we did. But we didn't fit, so we felt
Does
prejudice.
everybody look like you in Australia?
Well, no, everyone's blonde.
Because the cameramen are leaving right when the show is done.
They're blonde, they're blue-eyed, they're, you know, Australian.
They're beautiful.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, I love Mom. Australian people.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, God.
And I love kangaroos.
Kangaroos.
With the babies in the pouch.
Sport time. Kangaroos. Well, anyway.
So you went to Australia.
So I went to Australia, went to school, didn't really fit in. And at around the same time, my mum and dad got divorced. And it was very hard on me and my brother. And it didn't manifest itself until I was about 16. And that's how it manifested itself. And it was really me just crying out for attention, to have mum and dad talk to me about what had happened years ago. And the majority of the time, if your kid is going through something like that, it's because they need to talk to you.
Were you a lonely teenager?
Yeah, but I used to go fishing with my granddad every day. I used to play out. I was an athlete. I swam every day, and I was in sports.
That's the
sports
solution.
Keeps kids out of trouble.
Absolutely.
If they want to play basketball, if they want to do something,
Gets all that
spend
energy
the
out.
$10.
Yeah.
Spend it. Get them, you know, because it keeps it. So, no, I wasn't really lonely.
All right. We're going to take a break.
I've got like
When we
20
come back-
people living in here, so...
All right.
never
We'll
alone.
talk to the lonely one when she comes back. Don't go away.